Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Maggie. Today we're going to be closing out October's budget and the finances for the month. So what I like to do is share with you what we spent out of both our monthly budget and if we spent anything out of savings. So I put together this chart. I do this on Canva. So I track everything in Google Sheets and then I just put my final numbers in Canva and it makes this cool chart. I like to visually see where my money's going. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. Go through all the categories and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So starting with bills, in the month of October, we spent, let's see here, $4,985 in bills. So most of it was regular, a couple of abnormal things. We had our quarterly dues for our lake home. Those are quarterly. So that was not something we see in most months, but a few months of the year. And then I also had an annual subscription come out for about $80. So those were kind of the extras. For beauty, we spent $277, just kind of rounding up the change here. And this was spent on, I got some sheet masks and then I also got a refill on my prescription strength skincare that I'm using. So that came out in the month of October. I do use my HSA to pay for that because I can. So I kind of like washes out with the savings that I have in my health savings account. Next is donation. We didn't spend any money on donation, but we did a couple of good donation runs from our lake and from our city home. So that has been good to kind of like purge and get rid of things that aren't serving us that could serve someone else. So we did donate, but just not monetarily. Gas, we spent $372. And we went to the lake twice in the month of October over the weekend because the colors were just beautiful. It's really peaceful. So we did go between the city and the lake twice. It's about a 3.5-hour drive one way. So to do that, a couple of times definitely takes some gas and then just our normal day-to-day driving, but that's okay. For gifts, I spent $90. A friend of mine had a very sudden, unexpected death in the family, so I sent some flowers and a card her way. And then for groceries, we spent $799, which is very good for us. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that number. We definitely have been meal planning a little bit more and taking inventory of what we already have. So that has been helping. We also are kind of like challenging ourselves a little bit. Today, for example, our fridge is a little bare, but I'm like, can I make it till, 2 more days before I have to grocery shop? Just like figuring out what I can make at home. So that's been a little like mini challenge I've been on by myself. All right, health. We spent $946. The bulk of this was the last doctor's bill for my husband. My husband had a surgery in September, so some of those bills are just coming through. We did hit our maximum out of pocket for insurance for the year, so he is done. He won't have to pay anything in health insurance or health related through the end of the year, which is great. So again, we pulled from his health savings account, HSA, from his health plan and everything to pay for that. And then in addition to that, I think we just had a couple of prescriptions as well, like nothing too crazy there. For home, we spent $78. This was on some trash bags. We had to get a couple of other like little, paper products, toilet paper, that type of stuff for the house. So that was fine. And then I also got a magnetic, hook for my front door so I can hang my wreaths on it because I didn't have a way to hang my wreaths here in the city. So I bought one of those off of Amazon and it's awesome. So that's cool. Miko is our cat and we spent $134 on him this month. So we did have a Chewy order of his food. I buy about 4 months of food at a time generally. And then I've had this automatic feeder for him for years. I mean, probably almost 8 years at this point, and it just kind of stopped working reliably. So what you do is you have an app and you can program when the meals go. But then what was happening is the time, like if it was supposed to go off at 6 p.m., it would be 6 p.m. one day, the next would be 6:10, then 6:20. Like it was just sliding and I couldn't fix it. So anyway, we upgraded, he got a new one and that is working well. For miscellaneous, we spent $80. Some of this was parking, and then it looks like from my notes, I also got a couple of mailing supplies like mailers and stamps. I am trying to sell some clothes on Mercari kind of on the side, so I needed, like something to package those up in. Okay, so for spending, this is personal spending for my husband and I, we spent $16.35. This includes going out to eat or door dashing. I did buy some work clothes. I needed some new work pants, so I bought like 8 pair because I had different sizes and different styles. I'm keeping 2 pair, a navy and a black of the style that fit me best, and then I'm going to return the other 6. So I didn't get that done in October, so the return will happen in November, but it'll work out. What else? Oh, we also bought tickets to go see the Nutcracker Ballet in December. So I bought the tickets now. We'll have them for December. And what else did we do? I think that's it. I'm looking at my notes and those were like the big ones. So yeah, a little bit spendier, but I know that I'm probably going to get about $300 back from the work pants situation. So that's good. Okay, moving into travel, we spent $250. So we are going to Florida for Thanksgiving in November, and I booked a back scratch session. It's with the Scratcher Girls. They have an ASMR channel if that's your thing, but they do professional back scratching. And so my husband and I booked an appointment. It's $250 for an hour for a couple. So we're super excited about that. I feel like that's very reasonably priced. And of course, we'll tip and everything. But yeah, I prepaid for that. So that's going to be really fun and exciting for us to try out. I'm sure we're going to love it. And then the last category here is vehicles. We spent $129. I got an oil change and a tire rotation. And then, actually, I think that was it. Yeah. So that was just my oil change and tire rotation, like once over. I'm sure they put in an air filter or whatever. But yeah. So that is everything. So the total we spent this month was $9,775. That came out of our account to these different categories. So not bad for October. I'm feeling pretty good there. I do have a couple of trackers that we do together. So let's move into that section of this video here. So this one tracks my investments for the year, and I have the goal to max out my 401k for the very first time. I have contributed to it, but I've not been able to max it out. But my husband and I are now married, and we have shared our finances, so I'm able to put more into my retirement, which is super exciting. So I'm just going to color in these progress bars. I also got a raise in October, so my match from my employer is slightly, more, a couple dollars more, but we'll take it. So that was cool. Yeah, I got my normal cost of living raise in the spring, and then I have been hustling at work and earned myself a promotion, which came with a pay increase. So that was cool. And then, yeah, down here is my brokerage. So I have been working towards the goal of $1,000 in my brokerage account. So not my not my retirement, but just like side investment. And I reached $1,000 this month. What I was doing earlier in the year is kind of putting extra towards it. And then I decided to just put $100 a month on automatic deposit into it. So it's like, I don't even think about it, and there's no excuse not to. And that has been amazing. So I will keep that 100 monthly automatically happening, but I have met my goal, so I will succeed and go over my goal this year. So there's that. Next we have our XP payoff. So I made our normal payment. I'm going to do black, I think. So I made our normal payment. We have officially listed our XP for sale though, because a friend of ours is giving us their old one for the time being. So we are selling ours. So hopefully it is sold and then I can color the rest of this in the next closeout. That would be pretty cool. We're working with a kind of dealer to help resell it. So it's getting to the right audience and it's been pretty hands-off for us, which is great. So this will probably not be a goal much longer, being that we are selling it. And then the last one is my mortgage payoff. So I do own the city townhome here. I bought it in 2018. and I've been making one extra payment a year ever since I bought it. And it's not my primary goal, but I like knowing that I'm saving a little bit of interest and kind of getting ahead. So this visually shows me where I would be versus where I am. So this is the amortization table. You can make these online. There's a calculator, you just plug in, the details of like the rate and how much it is and all that good stuff. So the printed is where I should be if I wasn't making extra, but what I write in is where I'm actually at. So for interest, I was supposed to pay $4.39 in interest, but I only paid $4.15, so that's lovely. And then for principal, I was only supposed to pay $3.13, but I actually paid $3.98, so that's awesome. So my balance right now is at $128,315. So what I do is I come down and I highlight when I surpass the printed number. So I'm at $128,315. That is lower than $593. So I will highlight this one. But $315 is still higher than $256. So I can't highlight 2 today. But I am now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 months ahead, which feels really good. And yeah, especially seeing like these numbers changing each month makes me feel pretty good. So that is that. And I think that's it for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick check-in on how October went. Hope everything went well for you. So looking ahead to November, we will be going on that trip over Thanksgiving to Florida. So I will have some travel things going on in my budget, and it'll be a little bit of a higher month because of that. But we are saved for it and we've prepaid some things. So it's all going to be great. We're really looking forward to having a little bit of taste of warm weather and a couple of days off of work together, my husband and I. So that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.